Hello guys, today I want to talk about the case of inserting a lot of data at once, for example when seeding, and about 3 ways how to do that and compare the performance. And it's based on a tweet by Rodolfo Vasconcelos, I hope I pronounce it correctly, and it is this. The tweet is about chunking and using insert, and this is a great example, and actually I've talked about the same topic on this channel previously, but I like practical examples. And this example sounds really practical and real-life scenario, and I try to recreate part of it and compare how much time it takes to use create versus insert with or without chunking. So the first example, seeder of the table, we need 50,000 rows, but each row has some kind of logic, so we cannot use factories directly, or maybe we can, but we choose not to, and we have basically 50,000 queries to the database to create a sale. Let's try to launch that and see how much time it takes. So PHP artisan migrate, fresh the database with seeds. And we wait, seeding the database. That's the new, by the way, new syntax, new look and feel of artisan. So it is informing that the database is being seeded, but now we wait, and let's see how much it takes. And the result is 44 seconds. I've switched the places of terminal in PHP Storm, so my face is in the bottom right corner, but you would still see the terminal. So 44 seconds. Is it a lot or not? Let's compare. So if instead of create, we would use insert, and insert accepts the array of data, so you could have multiple records in one SQL query for insert. The drawback, the downside of that is that you don't have any eloquent magic, so to speak, so it wouldn't automatically set created at, updated at, fire any events or observers or anything like that. But if you don't need that, you can do something like this. I've changed the code in the background, so we populate the data as empty array at first, and then in the for loop we do the same thing, just manually setting created at and updated at, because we don't have eloquent to do that for us anymore. And then after the loop we do sale insert, and this should contain 50,000 records in one insert query for the SQL. Let's try to run that and see what happens. PHP artisan migrate fresh seed, again seeding the database, and we wait and see what happens. And you would expect that it would run faster, but in fact we get an error. So in database seeder, in sale seeder, there's some error with our insert statement, so you can scroll up 50,000 lines to see the actual error, or open Laravel log, which would contain the error of prepared statement contains too many placeholders. So at some point, just MySQL doesn't cope with so many records in one insert statement, so 50,000 records seem like too much. And the middle ground of all of that is actually to use insert with chunks. So instead of having data, everything passed into insert, we will do for each array chunk of initial data, length for example 1000 as chunk, we will insert only that chunk. So what happens then? Let's close the for each here. What happens then? Insert contains 1000 SQL queries, or in fact one query with 1000 records, so in total it would be 50 queries. Now let's see how it would work. We're doing migrate fresh seed, seeding the database, and we wait. Or in fact we don't have to wait for too much, 3 seconds. Unbelievable, right? From 44 seconds compared to create, and no errors. Let's double check if it's all in the database correctly. We have the table, we have 50,000 rows reported by table plus, created at is correct, all the faker is correct, user is random, seems to be correct, seems to be good. So this is where we come back to the initial tweet, original tweet of Rodolfo. Now you see, comparing the time, why insert with chunks is probably the best way to seed a lot of data. Do you know any more similar tricks? Maybe you found a different way, maybe even more performant way? Shoot in the comments below. And if you care generally about performance of Eloquent, not only seeds and inserts, I have a separate course, Better Eloquent Performance, with a lot of practical examples with repositories included, so you can play around with them and make your Eloquent run faster. The link to this course will be in the description below. That's it for this time, and see you guys in other videos.